Have you ever, opened an old bottle of wine, maybe one tucked away for years, and just been completely blown away by how good it is?
Or the opposite, maybe. Some just seem to get better and better, while others, well, they just fade.
Exactly. It feels a bit like alchemy sometimes. Today, we're diving deep into that exact mystery, the science, and frankly, the art behind why wines age the way they do.
It's a great question. Why does time do this to wine? And you're right, it's not passive. It's not just sitting there. It's an active chemical process unfolding in the bottle.
So, we're going on a journey, really, from that initial, sometimes sharp taste of a young wine.
To that smooth, complex character you get years later. We'll give you a shortcut to understanding how that happens.
Yeah, think of it like each bottle is its own little time capsule, constantly rewriting its story through chemistry.
We'll unpack the molecules, the environment, everything that lets some wines develop that amazing depth.
Okay, so let's get into it. This isn't just storage, as you said, it's active. Our sources call it a molecular makeover.
That's a good way to put it. A sensory glow-up, even. Compounds are literally breaking down, reforming, creating new layers of complexity.
Young wines, they often hit you with those bright primary fruit flavors, right? Like fresh berries, maybe citrus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the transformation, it starts almost right away. And there's some key chemical players driving this whole thing.
First up, gotta be tannins, especially for reds. They can be pretty intense initially.
Oh, definitely. That mouth-puckering feeling,
Oh.
like strong tea or maybe dark chocolate, that's young tannins.
Right, but the sources say they don't just fade away, they link arms, polymerize.
Exactly, polymerization. They bond together, forming longer chains. And this changes their structure, makes them feel softer, less bitter.
Giving you that velvet sophistication, that smooth texture everyone loves in an older red.
Precisely. It's a huge part of that textural evolution.
And alongside tannins, there are the acids. They don't just vanish either, do they?
No, they integrate, they mellow is a good
Yeah.
word for it. They find balance with the other components.
So that sharp edge you get in some young wines, it softens.
Yeah, it becomes more harmonious. Instead of a tart hit, you might perceive something softer, like caramelized apple notes in some aged whites, for instance.
Okay, and then esters. These sound like they create some real surprises.
They really do. Esters are formed from acids and alcohols reacting, and they keep evolving, creating totally new smells and tastes.
So like a grassy note turning into hazelnut?
Exactly that kind of thing. Or developing richer fruit notes, like caramelized pear in an older Chardonnay. It's fascinating how aromas shift.
Now, oxidation, this sounds like a bad word for wine, usually.
Well, yes and no. Uncontrolled oxidation is bad, that's spoilage. But controlled oxidation, that's different.
How so?
Think of it like a chef using a tiny bit of an ingredient. Microoxidation, often through the cork, can actually unlock complexity.
Like those petrol notes in aged Riesling people talk about?
Yes, or even savory notes, like subtle bacon fat in some syrups. It's about tiny, tiny amounts of oxygen working over time.
But too much is obviously a disaster.
Oh, absolutely. Too much and your Cabernet turns flat and brown like an apple left out too long.
And we can't forget the barrels, especially oak. They're not just containers.
Not at all. They're flavor incubators. They add compounds like lactones, think vanilla, spice, and they impart structure, especially to big reds like Bordeaux.
That smoldering structure the sources mention, it sounds quite profound.
It is. Oak adds another layer, another set of variables for aging.
Which leads us nicely to the winemaker's role in all this. It's not just
It's
chance.
definitely not. As one Napa winemaker put it, it's a dance between chemistry and craft. You need both.
Miss a step, and your 20-year potential becomes a $50 paperweight. Ouch. But it makes sense. These are intentional decisions.
Absolutely. The foundation for aging is laid long before the wine even sees a bottle.
Right, like during maceration for reds, the skins aren't just for color.
No, they're donating tannins, structure, that tattoo-worthy structure, as one source vividly puts it. That's the backbone.
And fermentation itself, more than just yeast eating sugar.
Oh, much more. It's flavor architecture. How hot it gets, what yeast you use, how long it goes. It all sets the stage.
Like that example of cold soaking Pinot Noir.
Yeah, that's a specific technique to gently extract color and compounds for a silkier texture later on. It's all about intention for the final wine.
Okay, so the wine's made, maybe it's seen some oak, now it's bottled. Oxygen still plays a role.
A crucial one, but different now. It's the ultimate editor, microdose through the cork.
Tiny amounts, just enough to smooth things out.
Exactly. It helps delete harshness, allowing those subtle nuances, those tertiary aromas, to emerge over time. It polishes the wine.
And then there's the vintage itself. Each year is different.
Massively different. Every vintage writes its own memoir. The weather that year, when the grapes were picked, it all shapes the wine's unique potential and how it will age.
Like ghostwriters in this liquid biography. I like that.
It captures it well. You can't separate the wine from the year it was born.
So, okay, let's talk taste. How does this translate on the palate for reds?
You often see that shift from bright, jammy intensity
To something more savory, like tobacco, leather.
exactly, those suave whispers of tobacco and truffle. The primary fruit takes a step back, and these complex, earthy, savory notes come forward.
And it's not just reds, right? Whites can age beautifully, too.
Absolutely. That youthful citrusizing might evolve into a deeper, honeyed depth.
Or develop those interesting petrol notes you mentioned in Riesling.
Yes. It proves aging isn't just for the big Bordeaux types. Many whites have incredible potential.
Okay, practicalities. Let's
Yeah.
say you've got some wines with potential. How do you store them properly? The cellar idea, a VIP lounge for molecules.
Yeah, or a backstage green room. The point is, conditions matter enormously. You're curating its environment.
Temperature seems key. What's the magic number?
The sweet spot is a steady 55 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 13 Celsius.
Steady being the operative word.
Absolutely critical.
Okay.
That UC Davis study is revealing compounds evolve much faster, about 40% faster at 55 degrees Celsius versus room temp. But swings are bad.
More than 5 degrees Fahrenheit fluctuation, and you risk bottle shock.
Yes, or just accelerating aging in a bad way, potentially oxidizing things too quickly. Consistency is really the goal.
Okay, 55 degrees. What about humidity?
Also crucial, around 70% humidity is ideal
Why so high?
to keep the corks moist and expanded. If they dry out, they shrink, letting too much air in, or they can crumble when you try to open the bottle.
Ah, makes sense. And darkness. Just keep them out of the light.
Definitely. Light, especially UV, degrades the delicate flavor and aroma compounds. Darkness protects the wine. Think of it like sunscreen for your bottles.
Okay, temperature, humidity, darkness. What about the closure itself? The cork?
The cork is the gatekeeper for that tiny bit of oxygen we talked about. Natural corks allow a very slow, gradual ingress.
Like bouncers with velvet ropes, letting just a little bit through.
Kind of, yeah. Technical stoppers, like Diam or Nomocork, offer even more precise, predictable oxygen transmission rates. Sometimes that's preferred, especially for wines very sensitive to oxidation.
And storing them horizontally. That's really non-negotiable.
The cork-closed bottles, yes. It keeps the wine in contact with the cork, keeping it moist and sealed properly. Prevents it drying out from the inside.
Got it. So how do you pick wines that can actually age? Not everything improves, right?
Definitely not. You need structural integrity. That usually means good levels of tannins for reds, acidity for reds and whites, or sometimes residual sugar, like in dessert wines.
These act like built-in armor.
In a way, yes. They help the wine resist oxidation and allow other complexities to develop over time. Lighter wines, like many Pinot Noirs, often peak sooner because they might have less of that structure.
Any specific examples of wines known for aging well?
Sure. For reds, think about Coonawarra Cabernet from Australia. That soil gives it real tannic backbone. Or classic Barossa Shiraz, the structure there is built for decades.
And for whites?
Hunter Valley Semillon is a famous example. Starts citrusy and lean, becomes toasty and honeyed. High-acid whites generally do well. German Riesling, white Burgundy.
Those can develop honey and petrol notes over a long time.
Decades, potentially. They have incredible longevity. They're sort of timeless, always evolving.
So the takeaway for storage is consistency.
Absolutely. That quote sums it up. Treat storage like a skincare routine. Consistency beats intensity. You can't make up for bad storage later.
An aged wine isn't made, it's curated one stable hour at a time. Love that. It really emphasizes the patience needed.
It really does.
So wrapping this up, what we're seeing is this incredible dance between chemistry and careful craftsmanship. It's not just one thing.
Not at all. It's the tannins linking up, the acids mellowing, those esters creating new aromas,
Yeah.
all happening constantly.
And moderated by that tiny bit of oxygen managed by the cork.
All while being protected by those stable storage conditions, that cool, dark, humid environment.
The result is this metamorphosis in the bottle. The fresh fruitiness fades.
And makes way for those deeper notes, the leather, the truffle, the earthiness, the tertiary characters,
And the feel of the wine changes, too, from maybe being a bit punchy.
to something truly velvety and complex. The aromas layer up, like a really good story unfolding.
It's part science, part art, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. So maybe the best way to understand it is to experience it.
Ready to taste time's magic, Maybe find a well-stored bottle that's got a decade or so on it.
Yeah, pay attention to how it's changed. That evolving profile really shows you why wine aging is such a fascinating, enduring part of wine culture. It's a delicious slow burn.